Hi everyone. So this morning we'll be interviewing one of the titans. The new titans we'll be interviewing is Quintin. Quintin's going to tell us about his life journey through the company he started. Welcome, Quintin.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic. So the first chapter is accept. So upon starting your business, becoming an entrepreneur, what did you accept to go forward, to move forward with your business? Because you're working a stable job, right?
Yeah, okay, basically I have been in a stable job, and I just decided one day that because of the passion of the photography, that I'm actually doing better on weekends and earning more than in my 9 to 5. And then I came to myself to accept that I have confidence in myself, and I can do this by myself. I can work for myself instead of having to spend so many times and so much hours on the road and doing a 9 to 5. So I accepted the responsibility to start my own thing, and gradually it picked up, and I decided to quit my job. And with the little money I got, I just invested it in the business. I also had to accept that I have a family that I need to take care of, and I must be sure of what I'm going to do. After consultation with my wife, we came to an agreement that she's going to assist me, and that is basically how we started off. And we started the business, and yeah, today I can look back and say it was a very good decision to basically take the risk, and also the acceptance that you can do something by yourself, and just have the good feeling that you can take care of your family, and they understand and also have faith and trust in you, that you can do what you said you will do eventually.
Great. So you took your money, you invested it in the business, you went forward, you started a successful business. But tell me, when you visualize, moving on to the next chapter, when you visualize your business in your head, what did you see? Because I mean, obviously you had this thing in your head, because right? So what did that look like when you had to visualize your business? 1,000 people, 10,000? Because you told me earlier that you invested about 60 to 70% of your pension into this.
Which
So
weren't much at that time.
yeah, but so what did that look like? Like when you in your head, when you visualized it?
Yeah, when I took the little money I had, then I told myself that to put it into the business is like putting it into savings. But in my head, I knew that if I listen, we were street photographers. We went from door to door. That is how I grew up. And then we were never in framing, in the framing side of the business. We did functions, old school and on a small scale. But when in my mind, what I visualized was that if I can do it more often, if I can add other things to not only do functions as we know it, but also go to schools and do school photography, because I knew a lot of photographers that did school photography that my father worked with, but we never went into school photography. We only did functions, and then the door-to-doors, capturing family moments on weekends. But then in my mind, I visualized that if I can add some other things, then basically the business can grow very, very big, because there's always a need for memories to be captured. That is why our motto is memories to last a lifetime. Yeah, so I have people that we take photos of that I started off when they were babies, and then they graduated from schools and colleges, and we did their 21st parties, and eventually ended up with their weddings. And people will take out albums, so when I get to their houses, they will show me a picture that I took 20 years ago. So basically we grew as a family business, but also community orientated business where people will talk about us. So in my mind, that is what I wanted. We tried to advertise in newspapers, but the word of mouth is so powerful that people will just refer you. I will get phone calls and people will greet me at shopping centers or in public, and I won't know them, but in my mind I will know that I might have seen you at a function. So we meet a lot of people at functions, and I like to work with people. So if I get to functions, then I will talk to people and I will leave my business card there and get work from there. So what I visualized was I want to grow the business, and also that we want to see that the business can take us places and allow us to do the things that I would never have been able to do in a 9-to-5.
That's amazing. I mean, it's not easy to take that leap. Which brings us to the next chapter. You mentioned that you spoke to your wife and you had to involve your wife in it. So the declare part, when you had to declare that you were starting a business, I mean, I'm sure it wasn't an easy decision. What was that like? Who did you declare to?
Yeah, basically what happened was my wife, she always were very supportive. And when I spoke to her, but she could see that on weekends, because she worked with me, on weekends when we do our door-to-door, now we were working with the framing side, that was the other side of the business. We're doing the functions, we're doing the weddings, and we haven't done the school photography yet. But with the framing side, we had to go door-to-door. I had agents that went door-to-door, and they will sell the product. That will happen on a Saturday. And then we will go and take the orders, the pictures on the Sunday. So basically after church, that is what I did. But my wife went with me. So she was with me, and I had to declare and convince her that, listen, we are working for ourselves now. It's not a 9-to-5, it's a 24/7.
Yeah.
Because somebody will just call me on a Thursday and say, my child is graduating tonight. Are you available? And I mean, a lot of people, they don't have that time. We had that time because our office is based at home. We're working from home. Our workspace is at home. I do everything at home. My workshop is at home. So I'm just available. Some of the schools will call me, something is happening. Are you available? I can just leave everything and go. And that is how I want confidence. And in my mind, I visualize that I would get more work and acceptance in the field that I'm in.
That sounds great. So in terms of, which brings us to our final chapter, to do, right? So you worked at the system with your wife and with everybody you've worked with over the years, and it's worked for you and it's made you a success. So taking you back to the beginning, before all the success, what did you have to do in the beginning? Because it was just yourself and your wife. What did you have to do as the final stage to push you to where you are today?
Yeah, basically I remember when it was just me and my wife. And then because of the vision that I had to grow the business, we had to obviously get more people involved. And I had people on a casual basis that we used as agents that went to work for us door to door on Saturdays. But as the work grew, I needed people to help me with the framing side to assemble. Now, because the work picked up, I have to go and get the material. We have to deal with businesses. I have to go get the frames. I have to go to the lab to get the photos done. We must assemble, and I need people to assist me in that. So hence then we employed 2 permanent people to help us in the week. So if I cannot do everything or the things that I am supposed to do when it was still a small business, then I had to employ people to help me. Otherwise I would never get around to do the things that I have to do. Yeah, so basically, and then what we also did is we had to establish the service providers. I will also always go out and look for a better price, because remember we are community based, and there's not many picturing companies around. Most of them are in more affluent areas and in the shopping centers. So our being in the communities and working in areas where people don't always have the finances for luxury items, we had to, in my mind, I knew that I have to cater for that market, and we had to strategize to see how we can service that market and also not do it at a loss, because the businesses that we're dealing with, the service providers, we have to deal on a cash basis, but we have to wait for our monies. So if we don't do it properly, then you will get stuck up where you don't get around to paying your service providers and taking care of business at home. So yeah, basically, but we overcame that wonderfully and remarkably. And yeah, we made some sacrifices, obviously, but with all the challenges that came, there was always a way out, because I'm a man of faith. I believe that there's things that if you just take the chance and you believe in the man above, then obviously then you are in a much better position. Instead of panicking, we will be praying. So yeah, that saw me through, and today yeah, we're doing better than where we started off, and I love what I do, and we are grateful that we are a household name. It's so amazing that when I get around, me and my wife was the other day, we were in town, in Cape Town itself, and she visited a shoe shop where they sell shoes, and it was a big shop, and I was sitting there, and while she was fitting on shoes, you know how it is with women, the men sit around, and then a lady came in and she was carrying boxes of shoes, and one of the boxes fell, and I picked it up and I wanted to assist her. So she told me, "No, Mr. Bailey, it's fine." And then my wife wanted to know, "How do you know this lady?" So basically I had to explain to my wife that this is just people that we meet through the business that we don't know, but they know us.
Yeah.
And where we find ourselves, there's always somebody that recognizes us. And I'm grateful that it's because of the way we conduct our business that we meet a lot of people, a lot of people know about us, and a lot of people will refer us, and we believe that we need to give a quality service. We're not where we're supposed to be, but I'm grateful that we're not where we used to be.
Yeah.
There's still a lot to be done, but we're grateful for where we are at this point in time.
That's great. That's great. So tell me, just in closing briefly, are you still applying acceptance visualization, declaring and doing to your business, and can it be applied to life in your opinion?
I would say yes. If we visualize and declare and do, it's so important to sit down and plan properly. And if you have it in your mind and if you dream it, then obviously you can achieve it. It takes a risk, and some people will say a gamble, to just jump into it. But if you visualize it, then you will sit down and think deep about it, and actually to implement and to do. Yeah, that takes courage. So if you have the faith and the courage and the support, not so much the financial support, but if you have the moral support from people close to you, people that believe in you, people that trust you, then you can take it slowly, gradually, but you can grow any business into something major. Yeah, if you believe in yourself, and if you have a product or service that you can honestly say you're giving your best, and yeah, obviously with a small business, and it's hard work. It's 24/7. So basically, you have a family, you have other things to take care of, but your relationship with your business, your family, and your clients, yeah, you need to just see that it balances the scale.
Of course. Quintin, gratitude.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much for being here with us, for allowing us into your
having me.
workspace, and we look forward to your future successes.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Great.
God bless.